first thing I ever did. Still untitled. Although when I was putting it together on my mum's kitchen table, several names were suggested for it. I think at one point it was called...
Disgusting. But it's free.
Blimey, Claw. Have you seen how much you're charging for that lump of scrap metal?
That one of Alex's, you mean, Lee?
Oh, is that one of his as well? It's nice.
Do you think Alex has sold anything yet, Gloria?
Why don't you ask him yourself? He's not a star yet, you know.
Come with me.
No, I'm okay here, standing on my own. I get enough practice these days.
Oh, will you stop it? I don't know what's up with you at the moment. You're turning into a real whinge bag.
Yeah. Pardon me?
You heard.
Watch where you're going, Michael.
Oh, Gloria, glad to see you in a better mood than you were the last time. Hello, Ronnie.
Hi, Michael. Heard about your promotion. Congratulations.
Yes, well, you know, bank manager today.
Fraud squad a week on Monday.
Mother tells me you had an interview this morning.
Interview? You never told me.
Well, how did you get on?
Put it this way, I don't need to set my alarm clock.
Oh, Michael, my man, I'm glad you could make it.
Alex, how you doing? Have you sold anything yet?
Oh, 2 down, 8 to go. Can I get you a drink?
Sorry, I can't. Got the 5 Series outside.
Got the 5 Series out.
Alex, there you are. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem, Fiona. Hey, good news?
Could be. I just overheard some favourable murmurings from McKinley. Seems any doubts he had about you have been quashed. Success. Can't you smell it?
Is that what it is? And I thought somebody was sick in the toilet.
Fiona, can I introduce my girlfriend, Gloria?
All right.
How'd you do?
Ronnie and Michael. Yeah, Fiona runs the West London Arts Cooperative, amongst other things.
Are you in the arts as well, Gloria?
Oh, no. I'm an unemployed, good-for-nothing layabout, actually.
Yeah, with 2 A-levels and a wicked sense of humour.
That's me.
Yeah, Gloria's been helping me get my act together this past year. Yeah, she's the source of my inspiration.
It's great, isn't it? I inspire him to weld one piece of rubbish to another.
Yes. Alex, when you've got a moment, there's someone I wanted to meet. Excuse me. Must go press the flesh.
What is it with you, Gloria?
Oh, this wine's nice.
Look, I've had enough. You've been acting like this the whole week. Look, if there's something wrong, just tell me. Have you decided what you want to do for your birthday? Look, we could go out for a meal. All right, then. Invite some of your friends round and have a party at my place if you want.
Oh, yeah. Bring a bottle, your own food, crockery, cutlery. Why don't I just tell everybody to meet us at Sainsbury's?
Sort yourself out. And if I don't see you tomorrow, happy birthday.
You might have chosen something more appropriate, Desmond. The girl is 20 years of age, and you go and get her a card saying she's 8?
Yeah, she doesn't look that young.
It was all they had. Besides, it's a thought that counts.
Yes. When Gloria sees this, she'll know that we never gave it a moment's thought.
I don't know why you worry. It will only end up in the rubbish bin.
Listen, Mum, I gotta shoot. Give us a sister groom for me, please. Later, Pops.
I thought she said she didn't want any presents this year.
Yeah, Desmond, you know what Gloria says and what Gloria means are 2 different things. If she says she's not hungry, you know she's just about to eat up the whole house.
Morning.
Ah, the sleeping beauty awakes. Happy birthday, my princess.
Happy birthday, Gloria.
Oh, thanks.
I ignored the ban and I bought you this anyway. Here.
Thanks. I'm 8.
Don't look at me, your father chose it.
Oh, I love it, really. Thanks, Dad. What's this? Knickers.
I bought you 2 bras as well.
Yeah, thanks, Mum. Just what I needed.
Good. Sean said to get this.
Oh, easy. Black history for beginners. I've been black longer than he has. Oh, what every black woman should know about black men.
Oh, can I read that when you're finished? You want some breakfast?
Oh, no. I've got this.
That's not breakfast.
No, you're right, it's not. It's a new beginning. You see this? This pineapple was the start of a new chapter in my life.
Oh, yes. You're planning to get a job dressed like Carmen Miranda? Boom, 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 boom.
No, it's a present to myself. Look, a new you in just 3 days. First, 24 hours of self-pampering, clearing the mind, cleansing the body. Oh, pass this knife, Dad.
Don't forget, you've got to sign on at 11.
Oh, don't I signed on last week?
But you were 3 days late then, remember?
I can't even have 1 day. Just 1 day.
I didn't know you had to kill a pineapple before you eat it.
Do you want something, Ronnie? I'm in a hurry.
No, not especially. Just come to wish you a happy birthday, you miserable old hag. What are you up to?
I'm trying to find what I did with my card.
Well, what does it look like?
Oh, yeah. Rub it in, won't you, Ron? What does it look like? You haven't ever seen one close up, of course. Listen, I didn't choose to spend every other week in a dog queue, you know.
All right, not to snap my head off. When you said card, I thought you meant a birthday card, not your UB40.
Yeah, well, it's around here somewhere.
Glor, you can't go on like this.
Well, I don't see why not. Bother you, does it?
Oh, I'm going to thump you in a minute.
You? Hit me? Try it. You haven't forgotten that time in the playground?
No, but you've forgotten the time in the toilets.
Ow! Once more, and I'll...
You're what? Alex is right. This is pure self-indulgence.
Oh, so you and Alex been talking about me?
Yeah, and?
I knew it. You're wanting for yourself.
Oh, yeah. That was the other thing we discussed. Your paranoia.
Oh, shut up.
Paranoid.
Shut up.
Paranoid.
Shut up.
I could write a song about it. Gloria Ambrose, self-indulgent, paranoid old whinge bag.
You take that out, because you'll be waiting a week for my dad for the rest of your life.
Oh. Hello, Mrs. Ambrose.
Your father did buy you the right card after all.
Well, she started it.
I never.
Two grown women. This came for you. Just tell me when it's half-time, and I'll bring up the oranges.
Restart? Restart what? I ain't started anything yet. It's not meant to be like this, Ronnie. I'm meant to be an independent woman of the 90s in charge of my own life. Look, it says so here. I've got to be beautiful, brainy, loaded. No excuse for failure.
I think you're being a bit hard on yourself, Glor. It's not your fault there aren't any jobs.
Oh, that's easy for you to say, because you've got a job. All I am at the moment is Alex Reynolds' girlfriend. It's all lies, Ron, what they tell you. What your parents tell you, teachers tell you. And these are the worst. How to have your cake and eat it. I'll just send them all back, you know, and get a refund. I must at least have 50 quid's worth.
Well, why don't you?
Well, I don't know what.
Send the magazines back.
Just returning a few of your magazines.
What do you think you're doing?
Back issues. I'm giving them back. The new era, the new woman, the new you. There you go.
Now then, this is a publishing house, not a recycling plant.
Or I could burn them. Got a light. George! It's all right, I'm going now.
You're not leaving that there. George!
Excuse me? Gloria Ambrose, isn't it?
Fiona, isn't it?
This young lady's just dumped these magazines.
And I'm not moving them. I'm making a protest, you stupid woman.
Protest. Protest against what?
Well, amongst other things, hyper-optimism, the indiscriminate use of the perfect woman, too much gloss and not enough undercoat.
Oh, dear. It seems you have a disgruntled reader, Erica.
Yes. And a friend of yours?
Yes. Gloria works with Alex Reynolds.
In between protests?
Yeah, well, I don't make a habit of it.
Can you spare half an hour, Gloria?
Depends what for.
Well, a chat, maybe a glass or two of wine. You can tell me all about yourself.
And Alex Reynolds.
I don't deny I have an interest in the arts, but I'd rather hear about you. Clearly you have something to say. Or haven't you?
Plenty.
I thought those chocolates were for Gloria.
They were, but you told me she's on a diet.
What the eye don't see, the belly won't miss.
True.
I'm sorry to hear Gloria's not having a birthday party this year.
That's right, we can afford to pay our telephone bill.
But you must have a big party next year for 21st.
So we'll have to remortgage the shop.
Oh, when I was 21.
You were a student?
Yes. How did you guess?
I remember your 24th Popeye.
You do? Ah, yes. We were just done that gig at the Silver Springs Hotel.
An evening for lovers with the Georgetown Dreamers.
It was me, Desmond, Blossom Sinclair, and her younger sister, Petunia.
Who were you with?
Popeye.
We sneaked into Miss Lily's beach hut and things were going fine.
Yes, until some fool kicked over the eye lamp and nearly set fire to the place.
I told her not to leave it by my feet, and I was just starting to get comfortable.
So, that's your idea of a hot date, eh, Popeye?
And I hear Miss Lily's still looking for the two of you.
To be young and on the run again.
Where is she? Is she here?
Gloria? I thought she was with you.
No, she rang me about an hour ago, told me to get my butt to meet her here. Well, she must have some good news.
Maybe she backed a horse and it came through.
Maybe she decided to study New Keynesian economics.
Or maybe she decided to marry Michael Jordan.
Don't be so stupid, Shirley. Is he available?
I don't care what the news is, as long as it's cheered her up.
Hi, all.
Gloria!
Well, I'm here. You said to come.
Did I? Oh, yeah, so I did.
Well, Ronnie said you might have some good news, Gloria.
Oh, that is nothing, really. Just got myself a job.
A job?
Well, sort of a job. Temporary.
Any job is better than no job, Gloria.
Well, come on, tell us. What? Where? Who with?
Would you believe? VIP.
VIP?
VIP. The magazine for today's women. Oh. Anyway, they want me to write an article for next month's issue.
My daughter, a writer.
And they're paying you?
100 quid.
In advance, I hope.
Tell them you want 200 and settle for one.
I did.
You? Just this morning, you were complaining about all the junk they write in that magazine. Then you go down the job centre, and before you can say, what about my principals, you're working for them.
Well, you was the one that said I should take a stand.
Did I?
Well, have you thought about what you're going to write?
Well, Erica, that's my editor, wants me to write something with a South London flavour.
What about the barbershop?
Exactly. What about the barbershop? You should be writing about me, a South London lollipop man.
Is this a magazine to put people to sleep?
I think a great writer ought to experience all the wonderful myriad facets of life. The joy, the pain, the sorrow. The barbershop.
Excuse me. Who's writing this article? It's supposed to be about my hopes, my fears, my aspirations.
My. Oh, I'm glad something good's happened for you, Gloria. I haven't seen you smile for weeks.
What are you talking about? I smiled last week around 4:30. You must have missed it.
Talking about smiles, this barbershop is a very smiley place.
Oh, Desmond.
Not now, Dad. I can feel an article coming on.
I'm going to bed now, Gloria. Don't stay up too late. And don't strain your eyes. And don't forget to turn the light off.
Yes, Mother. This is hopeless. Here I am, Gloria Ambrose, on my 20th birthday, and I still can't get my act together. My biggest achievement to date is demolishing 2 packets of hobnobs without feeling sick. This is useless. It's typical of me. Failed before I've even started. You're useless. You make a mess of everything. You're tick and you're ugly.
What nonsense is that you're talking?
Uncle P.
You needn't look at me like that.
Where did you come from? What are you doing in that dress?
I'm your fairy godmother.
Oh, you must be putting something in them hobnobs. Let me get get this straight. You're my fairy godmother.
Yeah, man.
All this time, you never said anything. Oh, well, better get started then. How many do I get?
Get?
Yeah, wishes, you know. How many do I get?
None. I'm not that kind of fairy godmother. I don't do wishes. Now, are you sitting comfortably?
No.
Then I'll begin.
Begin what?
Sit down, shut up, and listen. Once upon a time, not so long ago, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a sumptuous palace in the kingdom of Peckham. Her name was Princess Haven't Got.
Haven't got a job. Haven't got a car. Haven't got a fax. Haven't got a flat. Haven't got the right figure to fit into that.
Her parents, King Chat-a-Lot and Queen Tot-a-Lot, had recently been awarded the title Most Patient Parents of Peckham on account of their unwavering support for the self-obsessed princess. But now even their halos were starting to slip. And so the king sought the advice of his two sons, Prince Earn-a-Lot and Prince Swat-a-Lot.
"'Tis driving me and your mother mad,"
said the king.
"We have to do something."
In truth, my lord, I do agree, because I can't take no more of this.
Personally, methinks the girl needs to chill out. A couple of nights in the spare tower should sort her out.
Nights? Not until she gets married.
Nay, mother. Methinks the princeling refers to the starry type of night.
Methinks we have it. Pray tell me, my good queen, does our daughter have any suitors?
He's got plenty. She just never wears them.
This debate continued into the early hours.
Haven't got a limo. Haven't got a Learjet.
Have you got the time?
Haven't got a Rolex. Haven't got a Rembrandt.
Until suddenly Prince Earn-a-Lot hit on an idea.
I know. Why don't we marry her off?
Prince Earn-a-Lot. What a brilliant idea.
I've been saying that for the last 3 hours.
And so the news went out across the realm. Princess Haven't Got was up for grabs. The palace waited with bated breath to see who would come and whisk the princess away. But alas, none of the young princes wanted to, Oh dear. One day, two young princes arrived at the palace, eager to win the hand of the princess. Prince Lots-a-Lot and Prince Deal-a-Lot.
I've got a 16-valve, 5-litre L-Reg Ferrari outside.
And I have the patience of 10 saints and will put up with your vilest moods for all eternity.
More fool you, Prince Lots-a-Lot. Take off!
You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
And so the two were wed amidst a lot of partying and ting. Then the prince turned to the Princess Haven't Got and said,
Your palace or mine?
And they both lived happily ever after.
Oh? That's not the ending I've got in my book.
Yes, what are you doing here?
I'm your fairy godmother.
No, Uncle Paul Pie's my fairy godmother.
You see?
Well, you're not doing a very good job of it. There's an old fairy saying, if you want something doing, it's best to do it yourself.
That's not an old fairy saying.
Yes, it is. I'm an old fairy and I'm saying it. Don't you have an appointment with the tooth fairy?
Yes, but I...
Goodbye. Now, this is where we get real, as they say. Let us go back a bit, shall we? To the day of the great debate.
Just look at her. 'Tis more than I and she mother can bear.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm not responsible. There's nothing wrong in selling people dreams. Life is what you make it, honey.
Surely she will come through this, and we'll see our real daughter again.
Nah, man. The girl's too far gone. I reckon she should be banished.
Banished?
Haven't got a suitcase.
Yes, well, I second that. Banished it is. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And so, Princess Havengot was banished forever to the land of doldrums, a place where neither sun nor moon did shine, a dark and lonely place where she sat and stared out into the darkness beyond.
I haven't got any friends. I haven't got any friends. I haven't got any friends.
Success. Can't you smell it?
Yeah, it's the ink drying on this check.
You see, we told you could do it.
I know, but 2 weeks ago I wasn't in the mood to listen to anything. I needed to believe in myself.
And do you now?
Yeah, you bet, Mum. I never felt better. Couldn't have got much worse.
But then one day I woke up and realized that I had a choice. Well, I must say, Gloria, I'm very impressed.
I will be too if Matthew would let me finish. I could either wait for my fairy godmother to come complete with 3 wishes, or get real, get a plan, and go for it. It sounds like me.
I'm really proud of you, Gloria.
Oh.
About the article, Glo. Just a couple of points. I've made notes.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Ambrose wins Nobel Prize for Literature.
Yes, well done, little sis. I quite liked it. Incisive. Nice, quirky style. Something I would have written myself, actually.
Yeah, had you been a 20-year-old girl with a grudge against the glosses, yeah.
All right, everyone. I would like to propose a toast to Peckham's newest authoress and my daughter.
Your daughter? What's this, DIY?
I think it should be me making the toast, actually, Mum. Listen, this toast is to all of you who have put up with me in my vilest of moods and generally supported me even though I've been a complete cow. So this toast is for all of you. Family and friends.
Family and friends.
And fairy godmothers.
An ocean breeze to the damp and to the rain of London City. We come from the sun to live in the cold. I miss me rum, I want my coconut tree.
Don't scratch my sofa till the party's over.
Let's keep the music sweet, wind up your waist and feel
Don't
the
scratch my sofa.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Well, 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 if it isn't Matthew Joffor, the playboy of the Western world.
The all-night stopper.
They forget his friends now that he has a woman?
Well, believe me, there is an innocent explanation for my exhausted appearance.
Yeah, and her name begins with Shola.
In the 3 months since you've been seeing this mysterious Shola, you two have become inseparable?
You mean insufferable? Sits there with his books. When he turns up, with a grin on his face that would put Richard Branson to shame.
Okay, so I may have seen Shola once or twice.
Yeah, that was only last night.
So tell us, Matthew, is it love?
The relationship Shola and I have is a meeting of like minds.
You sure it's not just in the mind, Matt? I mean, for all we know, this Shola might not even be real.
Believe me, Tony, Shola is definitely real.
You old scoundrel!
Excuse me for barging into your locker room. But if this Shola is as real as you say she is, how come we haven't set eyes on her yet?
Well,
Matthew?
Oh, I get it. You're embarrassed by us, aren't you?
You must all understand, Shola is from the best Nigerian family. She went to a Swiss finishing school. She lives in the best part of Kensington. And she's one of London's finest pastry chefs.
Well, I don't care where she lives or what she does. I insist you bring her round.
When I tell her it's Peckham, I probably have to. Bring her round, that is. What back can I ask? Well, it's up to her. There's an old African saying. You can bring the horse to the river, but you can't force it to swim. Shola told me that one.
Boy, Matthew's met his match. Never mind. When you play me and Desmond at dominoes tonight, I'll show you some tricks she wouldn't have seen before. Trust me, my friend. A woman is always impressed with a man who throws a good hand of dominoes.
No, dominoes. Well, Popeye, I have to take a rain check. Shola and I... Shola and I already have plans. It's opera tonight.
You mean you're going home to watch Oprah Winfrey?
Not quite, Popeye. We are talking Covent Garden here.
Matthew, how can you choose opera and a beautiful woman over a game of dominoes with me and pork pie?
I don't know, Desmond, but I'm sure I'll find a way.
Where are you, Matthew?
Ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Oh, I love Bizet. He brings out the romantic in me. Although I prefer the pearl fishes to his Mikado.
Mikado's not Bizet. It's Gilbert and Sullivan.
Of course it is. I meant Bizet's other one. Oh, Tosca.
Well, Tosca isn't Bizet either. It's Puccini.
Exactly. Is it getting hot in here, or is it me? Might I have some coffee? Instant will do.
Matthew, as the famous pastry chef, nothing I do in my kitchen is ever instant. Which reminds me, hold it right there.
Well, when I said instant, I didn't mean this instant.
It's a little something I'm trying out.
I must warn you, when it comes to cooking, no one does it as well as my mother. Oh. Oh. Still, there are some things mothers can't do.
Ain't that the truth?
Matthew, you look like a man on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Or a man on the verge of wearing out his shoes.
Desmond, I'm sorry. Shola's taxi is due any minute and departing leave for Kensington, only to arrive in Grabby Peckham. This shock alone could kill her. Did I book the table at the Black Pot? I better phone to confirm.
You phoned 6 times already, and that was only in the last half an hour.
Did I say 8 or 8:30?
8:30. And if you phone again, they'll engrave your name on the table.
Come and sit down. You seem to think clearer when you're sitting on the bench. Dress down, pork pie, dress down.
Matthew, you're really serious about Shola, aren't you?
Shirley, I've never felt happier. And well, I suppose I can tell my best friends. Tonight, I'm giving her the good news. She's going to be my wife.
Well, don't you have to get her permission first?
Shirley, I'm an African male. At my age, Any woman I have a relationship with expects me to marry her. Voila!
Oh, Matthew, it is beautiful.
Surely that's for sure. You've got your own rock.
Rock? You call this a rock? That is a rock. This is a pebble.
Wait a second, you can't marry Shola. You already got a wife back home in Africa. That's bigamy.
An African, a bigamist. That's like saying the ancient Egyptians were graffiti artists because they drew on walls.
And you can't say Pharaoh than that.
In the Gambia, we are allowed more than one wife. And if you must know, Popeye, it's called polygamy.
If you ask me, I call it greedy.
You see, you Westerners.
Who's a Westerner? I'm a West Indianer. And this West Indianer is telling you that that's not the way you're supposed to carry on.
Popeye, how you carried on was behind your wife's back.
It wasn't just behind her back. She walked in and caught him with hyacinth green, remember?
You see, rather than getting involved in all the shenanigans of infidelity, we do the honest thing and get married.
Again and again and again.
So, once more, we Africans prove to be the moral beacons of civilization.
How come I missed that connection?
But Matthew, your wife back home, does she know about your planning to marry Shola?
Yes. I simply dropped her a note to inform her.
And what's she going to do about it?
Well, simply drop-kick Matthew and divorce him.
She wrote back and said, "You mean you haven't already? But it's been over 16 years. You haven't caught that Western disease of fooling around behind my back, have you?"
Suspicious wise, they're the same the world over.
What did Shola have to say about this?
Well, what I mean to say is...
You mean you haven't told her?
No.
But don't you think she's entitled to know?
Don't worry, Shirley. That will be taken care of this evening. Look. Shola's taxi will be here in a second now. So, not a word about weddings, marriages.
Or already married?
Right. Let me run through some do's and don'ts in her presence.
What are the don'ts?
Don't embarrass me in front of Shola.
And the do's?
Do not embarrass me in front of Shola. So, just a quick hello before we depart for the Black Pot.
King Domino!
Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Right, if we hurry, Shola, we can still make our reservation.
Not so fast, Matthew. Shuffle again, pork pie. I like this game.
I like a woman that likes this game.
Matthew, there's an old African saying. Why climb one tree for green orange when there's a garden full of ripe fruit before you?
Think about it.
Matthew, ease up now, man.
Yes, Matthew, ease up now, man. I haven't had so much fun in ages. You must all come round to my place on Friday night for a meal.
I'm sure Shirley and Desmond have other things.
We'd love to.
It would be.
Come on.
Shola, we are due at South London's finest West African restaurant.
If it's anything like that restaurant, the Black Pot, we're not missing much. It's not as if the meal was for a special occasion.
Oh, do you mean?
At the risk of repeating myself, that was a lovely evening, Matthew. I could have stayed there for hours.
We did.
Can I get you another coffee before we retreat to somewhere more comfortable?
I'm sorry, Shola, but no matter what we seem to talk about, it always has a habit of ending up the same way.
That's not true, Matthew, and you know it. Now, what do you want for breakfast?
Shola, I have some things to say to you.
Far away.
I'm going to marry you.
Oh, Matthew, what can I say?
Well, before you give the good news to your parents, there's just one little thing. I already have one wife.
Oh, that?
Well, I know it sounds terribly cliched, but...
No, I know you're married. A wife and kids back in the Gambia. I have done for ages.
You've known all along?
You don't expect me to buy a car without checking the logbook first, do you?
Oh, and there was me worrying about passing my MOT.
But then again, who isn't married?
You're married?
Yes, I have a husband back in Lagos.
You mean all this time I've been dealing with a married woman? I feel so cheap. So I said to her, well, if you're married already, this changes everything. I can't possibly marry you now.
Yeah, but Matt, I don't really see what the problem is. You're married, she's married, so you both got skeletons in the cupboard.
Only she isn't making any bones about it.
Well, it's all out in the open now. I think it's unhealthy having a relationship based on lies.
I agree, especially when you get caught.
Yeah, go on, Matt. Anyway, so what did she say when you said, you can't marry her?
Well, she said, thank goodness. I only wanted you because you're healthy and have your own teeth. Huh? You are therefore a suitable candidate to sire my child.
Your child?
Yes. Apparently, she always said she had a baby when she was 31 and a half years old, which is in 10 months' time. She doesn't want me. She wants my genes.
And we're not talking 501s.
I could understand it if it were her agonizing over me being married. But when the boot is on the other foot...
Wait a minute. You're saying it's okay for Shola to do all the agonizing, but not you?
Yes.
Well, it looks like you've got a case of the good old male double standards.
Shirley, I'm not unreasonable. But Shola, of all people, should realize that West African men and women have their respective traditions. Luckily, in our countries, men are allowed as many wives as they wish.
Well, how many husbands are women allowed?
One. And that's how it should be.
Liberal fellow, aren't you, Matt?
Don't get me wrong. I couldn't care less that she's treating me like a used tissue. It's her husband I feel sorry for. I mean, there he is. 400 acres of prime farmland. More cattle than sense. And what is it he still pines for?
A bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, pork pie. His wife, Shola.
Have they considered divorce?
He won't. He so loves her.
What about reconciliation?
Shola wrecks every conciliation he makes. You see what kind of woman I'm dealing with? She wants to have a puff pastry and eat it. Not that I care, of course.
No, of course not.
From this moment, I would like you all to know that Shola and I are no longer an item.
Listen, she's beautiful. She can cook, she can throw a mean hand of dominoes, and you're going to give her up?
Well, we are not really suited. One cannot even spend a quiet night at the opera without her thrusting her education at you. What is it about African women that they have to constantly correct what one is saying?
To correct constantly what one is saying. You split your infinitive.
You see what she's made me do? I would be grateful if you all would have no contact with that woman whatsoever.
Too late.
I beg your pardon.
Shola's already phoned, confirming dinner tomorrow.
The nerve. The cheek. Did she happen to mention me at all?
Yes. She said, could you bring a bottle? And one that goes with the meal this time.
That woman. She has to be in control all the time. Well, if she thinks I'm going to come running back with my tail between my legs, she's got another thing coming.
Shola, I don't know how you do it. The afters were better than the befores, and the befores better than the befores.
You can take it that pork pie enjoy the starter, the main meal, and his 2 desserts.
What afters?
Fats?
Yeah, man.
Matthew.
Matthew boy, I know exactly how you feel. I'm so full I can hardly speak myself.
Shola, you know what? Desmond and I will have that coffee.
But I haven't finished my... Oh, yes, coffee would be fine.
Where you usually take it.
Well, this is nice. Matthew, it's what kind of way you think you're carrying on?
I don't know what you mean, Shirley.
Well, you're more stupid than you look.
You come in the woman house with your big self. Sit down on her pretty chair with your big backside. Eat the woman nice food with your big mouth and you don't say 2 words to her whole evening.
I have said more than 2 words to her this evening.
Pass the salt, don't count.
Why don't you talk your problems through?
Why don't you kiss and make up?
Why don't you forget the whole thing? Look, as I see it, there are 6 sides to this triangle. 2 husbands, 2 wives, and if I'm not mistaken, 2 people who shouldn't be together.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's 1 brandy too many.
But Shirley, Shola and I...
Here we are.
Did I say coffee? Look, I'm so sorry, Shola. I meant, hot chocolate.
Oh, my favourite pop group.
Matthew,
it may have escaped you, but the woman already has a husband. And Shirley, I know it seems like I'm applying double standards here.
Yes.
But that is the culture we were brought up in. Although some of us seem to have forgotten that little fact.
The way I was brought up, you have 1 husband, 1 wife. But no matter what you call it, monogamy, polygamy, the whole caboodle me, it's the relationship that counts. Based on love, honesty, and respect.
And disputes in a relationship cannot be resolved without communication. Oprah Winfrey last Tuesday. Why couples break up?
Matthew, pork pie and Shirley are right.
Et tu, Brute?
Swallow your pride, man. Talk to Shola.
1 hot chocolate. You sexy thing, you.
Shola, what about my coffee?
Right. Pork pie, Desmond, Shirley. May Shola and I be left alone?
Oh, is that the time? Come along, gentlemen.
Have you noticed? They haven't blinked.
Can I have a doggy bag?
Shola, how could you? You don't think I see the way people look at me now when I walk down Kensington High Street? They go, oh, look, there's Matthew. He asked his girl to marry him, only to be told by her, sorry, I've got a husband back in sunny Lagos. Ha, ha, ha. Well, we are amused. Not. And you want to know the best bit? She only wanted him so he could give her a baby, not flowers like any normal girlfriend.
That's hardly fair, Matthew.
Isn't it? When my real friends look at me, they see Matthew the brain. You see Matthew the body.
I'm not only interested in your body, you've got a good heart.
There you go again. Back to my body.
I'm talking about the physical.
Oh, didn't it mean anything to you?
Apart from my marriage, which was doomed before it even started, I've had everything planned since I was a little girl. My degree, my career, this apartment. Right down to the name of my daughter, Joy, whom I would have when I reached the age of 31 and a half.
Are you sure you don't know her star sign as well?
Piscean. And she'll be 7 pounds, 10 ounces.
And your powers of prediction?
Well, they didn't predict me falling for the prospective father.
So, where do we go from here?
A whole day gone by, and no sign of Matthew for tea and toast.
Yes, he could have at least popped in and given us the lowdown on him and Shola.
Well, after last night's performance, can you blame him for not showing his face?
So I take it this relationship is off then?
Well, you never can tell. You should see the way they were looking at each other before we left last night.
So it's on again?
Who knows? The one woman that could take Matthew's eyes out of his books, and she's got his ego all in a twist.
Yeah, it's a pity he can't find true love, like me and Susu.
It's a pity you can't find Susu.
Yeah, hang on a second, guys. I bet you, right, that after you guys left last night, Matthew has showed her this blazing row. He told her where to get off. She told him where to get off, and no one got off with anyone.
Good evening, my dear friends.
It's a bet.
Shola and I have an announcement to make. We've decided not to get married.
Congratulations.
Now I'm completely lost.
But what about the engagement ring?
Well, we went back to the jewelers, and it's now a friendship ring.
Oh. Man, I would have got my money back and bought myself a good pair of shoes.
This ring could buy your entire wardrobe several times over.
We were deliberating all night.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
And we came to the conclusion that for both our sakes, we should end the relationship.
Oh. And just be good friends.
Why didn't I think of that?
You know, Shirley, you were right.
You see, Desmond, you were the only one got trouble saying those words.
I realize that what I take for single-mindedness is really double standards.
Ah, so you watched adult Oprah as well?
Oh, it's a pity it didn't work out, though.
Yes, we were just saying what a long-term couple you were.
Well, this way is even longer term. Now, I have someone to go to the opera with.
Who can explain what's going on?
What about the baby?
Poor boy. People who are just good friends don't do that kind of thing.
Oh, I'm just going to relax and enjoy life. After all, one can have babies at any time, at any age. I think perhaps 32 3/4 will be fine.
Well, I still think this calls for a celebration.
Champagne?
No, better than champagne.
What's better than champagne for a celebration?
Dominoes!
And for a very special friend.